In today's video, I'm sharing with you all new Dollar Tree DIYs, so let's go. If you haven't been shopping at Dollar Tree in a while, they have so many great new items. One of the items that I was so excited to find are these black arch framed mirrors. They look so cool. They definitely look fine on their own, but if you want to DIY them, let me give you an option. I'm gonna start by removing the contents of the mirror so I just have the frame separate. Then I'm gonna spray paint these mirrors to fit more with my home. So I wanted to do a charcoal brown. So I'm gonna spray paint the back side, let that dry, and then I'll spray paint the front. Now, one of the other things I want you to be on the lookout for at your Dollar Tree are these landscape canvas prints. Sometimes you have to dig through the canvases, but they have some great prints out right now. I found these two that I'm gonna be putting into my frames. I'll use my wire cutters to remove the staples on the back of the canvas. Next, I'll lay the canvas out flat, and then I'm gonna put down that inner mirror that came in those frames. This is going to be my template so I know how much of the canvas to cut out. So I'll put that mirror onto the canvas and I'll cut out about an inch around that. I'll wrap the canvas around the mirror with some hot glue. I'll place the mirror back into the frame, put the backing on, and then add the screws that were previously in the frame. And then I'll repeat this with my other canvas. Now, the second canvas I did was a little bit smaller. It still fit, but I had to use some of that side piece in my print. And here's how these frames turned out. Ever wonder the best way to store your electric toothbrush? I really like these acrylic containers they have out at Dollar Tree. Now, I wanted to make the container fit in with my room a little bit better, so I have this wood strip that I picked up online. I will link it for you down below, but I'm going to cut a strip that will fit around the bottom of my container. Next, I'm going to stain it with the color Early American. I'll just put the stain onto each side of my wood piece, and then I will wipe off the excess. I did do both of the sides with stain because you're going to be able to see it whenever you wrap it around your container. Now, before you add any glue, you want to let this dry completely. Next, I'm going to add some E6000 to one side of my wood piece. I did cut the wood piece down so it just overlapped maybe an inch or two. And then I'm going to wrap it around the bottom half of my acrylic container. Now, because E6000 takes a while to set up, you're gonna have to put some painter's tape onto this piece just to give it time to dry. Let it dry overnight, then you can pull off the tape. If you have any excess glue, just use some Dawn dish soap to remove it. Now, my toothbrush of choice to go into this acrylic container is the Lathan Wave electric toothbrush, and I want to thank Lathan for sponsoring today's video. This toothbrush is awesome. I've never seen a toothbrush move back and forth as quickly as this one does. It's pretty incredible. And my teeth have been so clean since I've been using this toothbrush. The Lathan toothbrush cleans 3 times better than other electric toothbrushes on the market. The brush is really gentle on my gums, so I don't have any sensitivity when I'm brushing multiple times throughout the day. I'll place the acrylic container out in my bathroom, and 2 Lathan electric toothbrushes will fit into this container. I'm also going to be adding in my toothpaste and the floss picks. These are really cool, and only one comes out at a time. I like that the price of the Lathan toothbrush is more affordable than other high-end toothbrushes on the market. And I've never had a magnetic cable for my toothbrush, and it charges up super fast. You just snap the cable on, which is super convenient for charging. A hack you can try to keep any excess water that may drop down after you're done using your toothbrush is you can get any sponge and cut it to fit the inside of your acrylic container. This is gonna really help keep your container clean. You can also download the customizable app, adjust across 3 settings at 10 levels. I will put a link to the toothbrush down in the description box. On our last Dollar Tree Shop With Me trip, I found this foam roller and I was so excited to use it in a DIY. Now I'm gonna be mixing up some of my Quikrete that I have. You can buy this at most big box stores, and I'll be mixing it with some water. You wanna mix your Quikrete with water until it's kind of a thick pudding consistency. To apply it to my foam roller, because there was all of those angles, I thought the best way to do it would be to just put on some gloves and put it on my hand and rub it onto the side of the container. This worked the best, so I just put it all the way around. You wanna make sure that your foam roller gets covered completely. So you may have to go back around a second time to make sure you don't see any blue, or you could let this dry and then go back and do a second coat. This should be dry by the next day, and then you can come back and add in any florals you like. I decided to go with some neutral eucalyptus stems that I had in my craft room, and here's how it turned out. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Comment the word of the day, which is Dollar Tree. I've been really into blue and white decor this spring, and when I saw this vase by Magnolia, I thought this is something I could recreate with Dollar Tree items. Over in the party section at Dollar Tree, they have these clear acrylic containers with a scalloped edge, so you're gonna need one of those to create this vase. Next, I'm going to spray it white because you need a base color for our next step. Once your vase is completely dry, I'm gonna add a tissue paper on top. Now, this tissue paper I picked up online on Amazon, but you could use any tissue paper you have on hand. I'm gonna add some matte Mod Podge around my vase. And then I'll place the tissue paper onto my vase, making it as straight as possible. You wanna make sure you have a little bit hanging over the bottom and the top. I'll continue to add Mod Podge and wrap the tissue paper around until I have it completely covered. Now with the bottom edge, I'm going to put a little bit of Mod Podge on the tissue paper and I'll tuck it underneath. For the top, what I like to do with this area is just tear it off very gently so that you don't break the tissue paper on your vase. But this is a great way to finish off that top edge. Now, one of my tricks whenever you're adding Mod Podge to an item is you wanna let it sit for at least 4 to maybe 6 hours before you put on your top layer. You wanna make sure that bottom layer is completely dry. Then you're gonna add on a top layer of Mod Podge. Once that dries, you can put it out in your home. Wondering what to do with all the Dollar Tree planters? Let me show you how you can make a hanging planter. You're gonna need your favorite Dollar Tree planter and a necklace from the thrift store or a necklace that you already have. Now, the longer the necklace, the better, and you're going to need 2 necklaces. I'll drill 4 holes in the bottom of the planter. I'm gonna place the 2 necklaces in the planter in an X pattern. To hold the necklaces in place, I'll use some fishing line and place it in the 2 holes opposite of each other. I'll tie the fishing line on the inside of the planter with a double knot. I'm gonna hot glue the necklace to the bottom edge of my planter, and then I'll pull it up on either side and put a tiny bit of hot glue along the edge of my planter. Next, you can fill this with your favorite plant and hang it up in your home. Have you spotted these mirrors yet at Dollar Tree? I was so excited to find it, I had to pick it up for a DIY. I'm gonna stain the wood piece at the bottom with the color Early American. Next, I'll remove the film from my mirror. Now I wanted to give this mirror a little bit of a border, so I had this green macrame cord that I'm gonna be using, and I started by hot gluing it around the edge. Now, as I was doing this, I realized hot glue was probably not the best option because it was coming out thicker than I wanted. So I switched to E6000. So I put a thin layer of E6000 along the edge and I placed my cord down. Then I looped the cord back up, adding a tiny bit more E6000. You don't want a lot because you don't want it showing through on your cord. I kept adding my cord until I had about 4 pieces around the outside edge. I cut off the excess and let this dry completely. Then if you have any glue left on your mirror, just use a little bit of Dawn dish soap to take that off. I picked up this lamp the last time I was thrifting and I've been meaning to DIY it. Now the base I absolutely love, but the lampshade, every time you get a lampshade from the thrift store, oftentimes there's dings on it or there's black marks and you just need to paint it. So that's one of my favorite things to do. I used a beige sample paint color and just did a thick layer of paint, making sure I cover it completely. Now I only did 1 coat. If you need 2 coats, definitely go back in, but I try to do just 1 thick layer. Once this dries, you can put it back on your lamp base and style it in your home. Did you know that you can bleach thrift store baskets if you're not happy with the color and you want it to be a bit lighter? Just combine a little bit of warm water with some bleach, put your basket in there and just turn it on each side so that you're covering all the sides and making sure that it gets completely submerged in the bleach water. After about an hour or so, you can take it out and you want to place it out in the sun so that it can dry and really remove that color. Once your basket is completely dry, you can add in some of your favorite florals. This is kind of my new favorite floral that I picked up off of Amazon. I originally got it in a pink color, then I found these pretty blue ones, but I absolutely love the way they look in my home. If you're interested in these florals, I will link them for you down below. Check out these black candle holders that I spotted the last time I was shopping at Dollar Tree. Now I picked up 3 of them. Hopefully you can find 3. And I added some Dollar Tree white candles and here's how they look. Let me know down in the comments which of these DIYs was your favorite. I love knowing your opinion. And make sure you subscribe because I want to see you back here and I'll see you in our next one. Bye.